The 2020 elections delivered some big results for the marijuana industry. Measures to legalize medical and recreational use of marijuana won in every state it was on the ballot. Voters in New Jersey, Arizona, and South Dakota elected to legalize marijuana for adult recreational use. South Dakota and Mississippi also voted to legalize medical marijuana use. That means 15 states, along with the District of Columbia, have now legalized marijuana for recreational use, and 35 states permit medical use of the drug. Now, 1 in 3 people in the U.S. live in a state where cannabis is legal. Oregon also became the first state to make possession of harder drugs such as cocaine, heroin, and methamphetamines no longer punishable with jail time. The decriminalization measure in the state also funds drug addiction treatment using marijuana sales taxes. Polling over the past several years has shown an increasing number of Americans favor legalizing marijuana for adult recreational use. But cannabis legalization has been a partisan issue. While 78% of Democrats feel marijuana should be legal, the issue is still split in the Republican Party, with 55% of Republicans saying it should be legal. Conservative states such as South Dakota and Mississippi taking steps toward legalization could potentially lead to a shift in lawmakers' thinking.
8 Republican senators actually come from cannabis states, and it tells you where legislation may go even without a full blue wave.
New Jersey voters electing to legalize cannabis for adult recreational use is a big deal for the Northeast.
The state legislature has had some challenges getting it over the finish line. They kicked it to the voters, and the voters said yes. So now the mandate is for the state legislature to get it done.
According to experts, New Jersey could serve as a linchpin for other northeastern states to legalize the drug, especially in New York. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo has expressed support for legalization.
For decades, communities of color were disproportionately affected by the unequal enforcement of marijuana laws. Last year, we righted that injustice when we decriminalized possession. This year, let's work with our neighbors, New Jersey, Connecticut, and Pennsylvania, to coordinate a safe and fair system, and let's legalize adult use of marijuana.
Drug reform advocates see Oregon's measure to decriminalize harder drugs as an effective way to combat drug trafficking and addiction. It's also seen as a way to reform the criminal justice system and keep nonviolent offenders out of prison. Decriminalization is seen as a radical policy by some, but Americans are warming up to the idea, with 55% of those polled in favor of softening punishment for drug offenses. In 2001, Portugal became the first country to take on this radical experiment of decriminalizing the possession and consumption of previously illegal drugs. The results were positive, leading to a stabilization of the country's opioid crisis, along with a drop in the HIV infection rates, overdose deaths, and incarceration rates. As the opioid crisis continues to ravage the United States and more lawmakers and citizens call for prison reform, it could lead to the implementation of measures that were considered radical only a few years ago.